Good evening to you all. The committee set up to evaluate the tenders submitted for the WaterOne project has concluded its analysis of submitted bids and shall give details of the winners during the coming days. The tenders for zones B and D were launched for a second time in July this year. There were appeals pertaining to the tender process the first time, and the law allows for appeals against the awards of these tenders, and only thereafter can the project move on. The Seychelles Investment Bureau SIB will be launching another tender for Zone A this time of this project before the end of this year. The main work to stabilize the Saint Louis Hill will start in April next year. The Minister for Internal Affairs, Errol Fonseca, gave this information following a question from the elected member of the Saint Louis, Satya Naidu, on how far this project, this pilot stabilization project for the hill is following the landslide that took place during heavy rainfall last December. He reminded the Assembly that the Cabinet of Ministers has approved a sum of 26.4 million rupees, which will cover similar projects in other districts. The project will involve experts from Switzerland and Seychelles using specialized equipment, and Minister Fonseca said some of the initial work have already started. Renovation of the vocational center to accommodate students with certain disabilities has been completed, but there are several reasons why the center is not yet operational. The Minister for Youth, Sports and Family, Marie-Céline Diallo, made the statement in the National Assembly yesterday. Minister Diallo was answering a question from the elected member of Glacis, Regina Esparo, on the delay of the ministry that the ministry has experienced in reopening the vocational center at Notice Point, and when will renovation work be completed. The Minister for Finance, National Planning and Trade, Nadia Hassan, will be in the National Assembly tomorrow morning to present the 2025 budget. Next year's budget proposal is for a sum of around 11,901 million rupees. The budget speech will be live on SBC2 Radio Cecil and also SBC's YouTube channel as of 9 a.m. And for the first time in the history of the National Assembly, the budget speech will be interpreted simultaneously in sign language. In a statement, the National Assembly says this is another achievement in their efforts to promote the welfare of people with hearing impairments to help them better understand the work of the Assembly. The leader of the opposition and the leader of the government business will give their reaction to the budget next Tuesday, the 5th of November, and this will be followed on Wednesday and Thursday by other members of the Assembly. Seychelles has joined three other African countries, Uganda, Ivory Coast, and Mozambique, to implement the second phase of the Africa Educates Her campaign. And the launching ceremony was held at the National Institute of Education at Montfleury this morning and was attended by students from several schools. This program is advocated by the African Union to protect learning environment during emergencies and girls' rights to education. The program leader, Marie-Antoine Bethieu, says since the situation in Seychelles is very much different than that of in other countries in the African Union, the program is also targeting boys.
In this phase, we are doing mostly advocacy. We want to empower all the youths to work with students who is disengaged with school, who is not motivated in school, and who does not want to complete their education, for them to be able to complete their education.
Several entrepreneurs in the fashion industry, both locally and internationally, joined together in this year's Women's Empowerment Fashion Week to encourage and help empower women. This is through awareness of various issues affecting them and how to deal with these issues. Focus this year is on domestic violence and child morality, and a fund that was raised at the launching ceremony of the Women's Empowerment Fashion Week at Eden Island Boardwalk, and the money generated will go towards assisting women. Ushna John Labros, the founder of the Women's Empowerment Fashion Week, shares the concept behind this year's fundraising activity.
This year, we are focusing on to create awareness towards to reduce domestic violence and child mortality. Why? Because I was also a victim of domestic violence. I wouldn't want any woman to go through this. And also, I lost one of my daughter. It hit me so hard, and I wouldn't want any moms to go through what I've gone through. So I believe that there's a lot of women crying in silence, and we need to reach out to these women.
10 musicians from Ancestral have been recognized for their contribution to traditional music. Out of the 10 musicians, 3 have passed away, and their tokens of appreciation were handed to their relatives. That was during a ceremony held this morning at the Ancestral District Administration. The elected member of the National Assembly for Ancestral, Georges Romet, is encouraging the musicians to keep performing and promoting traditional music, whereas the district administrator, Shirley Musa, is urging the musicians to help in reviving traditional music in the country. Let us continue to ignite hope, peace, and positivity as we honor the spirit of sharing and love. A message on behalf of the President, Wavel Ramkalawan, and the country to the Seychelles Hindu community on the occasion of Diwali. The President urges all to let this festival of light to shine in every heart by spreading joy, peace, love, and kindness to all. That the light of this Diwali illuminates the way forward for our beautiful islands and the harmonious nation we have become. And with this, we end this summary. More news coming up at 8. Stay tuned.